My name is Reyna Montoya. I was born in Tijuana, Mexico, and I migrated at the age of 10. At that time, I was very confused. I was going through Catholic school, so I remember very vividly my mom asking for me, and I went into the principal's office. My mom was there next to her, and she just told me to get my backpack, and that was the last time that I saw my friends, my teachers. So it was very confusing as a little girl. I would later found out that the reason why we migrated was because my dad had been kidnapped by Mexican police, and they had threatened him to kill not only himself but his family. So I always still get choked up just to think about that, because my story is not unique, yet at the same time there's many people that don't understand the complexities of why people migrate. And never in my wildest dreams I would have thought that I would be graduating with honors and being the first one in my family to graduate from college and from high school, and being able to pay it forward for the next generations, because part of my story was to face barrier after barrier.
Reyna has been a wonderful leader at building bridges and telling the story and leading from the voices of the youth themselves. Aliento is a great example of an organization that is youth-led, and it is led by people who are directly impacted by the issues. I think that brings a unique voice to the work. She's really helping to carry this issue for an entire community, and they have put so much trust in her. When you're a leader of young people and you're a leader of a political issue and you're directly impacted by the issue, there are all these other things that you have to navigate. I think she's done so with a tremendous amount of grace, a tremendous amount of humility, and I think she embodies that sometimes we have to be courageous and step out. She's navigated all of that, I think, with a really, really good head on her shoulders.
During the summer, going into my senior year, I did a program where they taught students, specifically undocumented or DACA students, to apply for scholarships. And they also invited many organizations that worked with these types of students, and Aliento was one of them. And then there at the first cohort meeting, I met Reyna, and I found out that she was the CEO, and it was very just intimidating because she's so powerful. She's such an amazing leader, and I never had that figure in my life. So I really admire her for that. And so with them, it was my first time that I actually said my story out loud, and I remember crying a lot because it was my first time. I had never said it to anybody, and they just showed me like the power in my story and the power in like my vulnerability.
Aliento translates into breath, but when you give aliento to someone, it's like giving words of encouragement. And when I started Aliento, I never in my wildest dreams I thought that it was gonna become an organization with like thousands of students that have been involved and allies who have really supported like our mission. And our mission at the essence is to really nurture our young people regardless of their immigration status, to know that their voice and their strategy and their dreams are not only possible, but they're deserving for us as adults to support them.
I think the work that Aliento does is really important because they always put the students first. They value the students, and you don't find this a lot in other organizations. And she's always been there to mentor me, to mentor my peers, to mentor students like Valeria as well. Show that even if you feel like everything is against you, you can get through it. And that just shows the value of a leader like Reyna. My life would be so different right now if I wouldn't have come across Reyna, if I wouldn't have come across Aliento. I've learned the true meaning of a resilient leader through Reyna and all the interactions that we've had. She deserves an award like this because she's impacted the lives of so many students, and because of her, I know that there's students who have been maneuvering the system to get into college or have been in college that are directly impacted, and because of her, I know that they keep going. They admire her, and they remember that a student like Reyna was once like them.
Oh, it just makes me so happy that Valley Leadership is recognizing Reyna as the Woman of the Year. I think it's reflective of that this is a very supportive community of young people. This is a supportive community of wanting to make sure that education is an opportunity for everyone. And I'm just so pleased. I couldn't think of a better, more deserving person.
I was very confused. I think I was so confused. I did not know what was going on that day. But seeing like my parents there, seeing my sister, my brother, Pearl, who has been such a champion, not only for Aliento, but has been a mentor and a friend and a colleague for me, seeing my team there. And I'm so grateful for Valley leadership because they're showing that in order for us to make collective impact, it's not about a person. Leadership matters, and I think if I could describe my leadership, it's about the collective power. It is about those students who once, like Valeria, were too shy to speak up, that their voice would tremble whenever they would share about their undocumented status or about the needs that is born here and is able to see that there are injustices, but also we're not powerless, like we can do something about it. So for me, that really represents about being a beacon of hope and being a little light in so much darkness, and being reminded that we can create collective impact if we center humans and if we focus on the state of Arizona and how we can continue to make it better, not only for the few, but for the many.